My name is Emma. I am 33 years old, and I work as a nurse in a bustling hospital. Every day, my job is to care for the sick, to comfort the weary, and to offer compassion to those who need it the most. Some might think of nursing as exhausting or thankless work, but I see it as my calling. Even on the hardest days, I find joy in knowing I've helped someone. Often, I work long hours. I alternate between day and night shifts, balancing schedules, sacrifices, and sometimes my own exhaustion. Despite all the demands, I still love what I do because I know I am making a difference. Before last year, my life was quiet and simple. I lived alone in a modest apartment, and though I had friends at work, I didn't socialize much outside of it. My world revolved around my job and visits to my mother, who lives in a small, peaceful village not far from the city. My mother is getting older, and I like helping her as much as I can. In those quiet days, I sometimes wondered if life held anything more for me. I felt content, yet there was a part of me that yearned for companionship, something more meaningful. Little did I know, life was about to take an unexpected turn. One day, a new doctor joined our hospital staff. His name was Michael. He was 2 years younger than me, standing tall with a warm smile, brown hair, and striking blue eyes that seemed to sparkle with kindness. There was something about him that caught everyone's attention, including mine. At first, I didn't think much of it. I assumed he was just another new face, someone who probably wouldn't notice someone as ordinary as me. Unlike some of the other nurses, I don't consider myself particularly remarkable. I don't have fancy clothes or long, beautiful hair. I am just myself, and I didn't expect someone like Michael to take notice. But to my surprise, he did. He started with simple gestures, a friendly smile, a warm greeting, a question about how I was feeling. He made me feel noticed in a way that I hadn't felt in a long time. Gradually, our conversations grew longer. We began talking about our lives, our families, our dreams. He had a way of making me feel comfortable, understood, and even valued. Then one day, he offered to give me a ride home. I agreed, feeling a flutter of excitement I hadn't felt in years. In his car, we talked easily, sharing stories about our families and our lives outside of work. It felt like the start of something beautiful, something real. From then on, we grew closer. Michael would sometimes bring me coffee at work or join me in the cafeteria during lunch. Our friendship deepened, and I found myself looking forward to each moment I got to spend with him. One weekend, Michael asked if I'd like to go to the movies with him. I agreed, thrilled to spend more time with him outside the hospital. After the movie, we took a long walk, talking about everything under the stars. In that moment, I felt the happiness that had been missing from my life for so long. I started to wonder if he felt the same way about me as I did about him. But a few days later, everything changed. Michael asked if we could talk, and I sensed something serious in his tone. He confessed that he was married. I was stunned. Michael had never mentioned a wife, nor did he wear a wedding ring. He told me that he had been married for 5 years to a woman named Laura. They had no children, and although they had once been happy, he felt disconnected from her now. Michael said he enjoyed spending time with me because I made him feel alive and understood. I didn't know what to think or feel. I cared deeply for Michael, but I didn't want to be involved in a complicated situation that might hurt others. For days, I wrestled with my emotions. I wondered why Michael was interested in me when he already had a wife. His wife, I imagined, must be beautiful, accomplished, everything I felt I was not. I questioned myself, doubting whether I was worthy of his attention. Then one evening, as I was shopping for groceries, I saw Michael at the store. He was with a woman, his wife, Laura. She was indeed beautiful, tall, and elegant, with an effortless grace. They seemed happy, sharing laughter, looking like the perfect couple. My heart sank. Seeing them together made me question everything. Why had Michael spent time with me if he was already happy with someone else? That night, I couldn't sleep. I thought about how happy I had felt with Michael, but I knew I couldn't continue down this path without clarity. I resolved to talk to him, to understand his intentions and decide what was best for me. The next day, I approached Michael at work and told him we needed to talk. I told him about seeing him with his wife and expressed my confusion. He explained that although they appeared happy, he felt something was missing between them. He claimed that with me, he felt a deeper connection, a sense of being truly understood. I listened, but a part of me knew I couldn't be the reason someone's marriage fell apart. I told Michael that I needed time to think. Over the next few days, I reflected on everything. I spoke with my best friend, Sarah, who reminded me of my worth and encouraged me to think about what I truly wanted in life. A week later, Michael asked to meet, and we met in a nearby park. I told him how I felt, explaining that although I cared for him, I couldn't be in a relationship that caused harm to others. I told him he needed to decide what he truly wanted and that if he was unhappy, he should address it with Laura, but I couldn't be the other person in his life. Michael looked saddened, but he understood. We parted ways with mutual respect, knowing that sometimes the right decision is the hardest one to make. As I walked away, I felt a mixture of sadness and strength. Life is full of difficult choices, and in that moment, I knew I had chosen what was right for me. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others. Your support helps us keep creating valuable content. Thank you.